In today's video, I'm going to show you the easiest way to get rid of weeds in both your lawn and your garden beds. And a special thank you to Simplisafe for sponsoring today's video. They came out with an alarm system that you can actually install yourself because it's easy, effective, and safe. And because it's completely wireless, it's quick and easy to install. In fact, you can do the whole thing in less than an hour. Start by opening the box, and setting up your sensors couldn't be easier. Just press a button and it tells you what to do. It's totally customizable. You can buy a very inexpensive system to start and add to it as your needs change. Door and window sensors, motion detectors, and even advanced sensors like glass break detectors, water and freeze sensors. And if you want fire protection, they even have a smoke detector and a carbon monoxide detector. And remember, all of these things are monitored by the system. And the unit was built for the worst case scenario. It's got a backup battery, so if someone cuts the power, it'll still keep working. And in addition, if they mess with your internet, it's even got a built-in cellular connection so that it can contact the police if you need them. And mounting the sensors could not be easier. You just literally peel off the backing, and then you can stick them in place on the wall and snap them in. If you move, need to repaint, or just reposition them, you can pop them off the wall, give a tug to the adhesive strip, and they'll release without any damage whatsoever. One of the biggest reasons homes are broken into is because the doors are literally left unlocked. But you don't have to worry about that if you use the Simplisafe electronic deadbolt. It just replaces your standard deadbolt, but now you've got a smart lock, so you can open and close this remotely. But if you've left your home and you accidentally left the door unlocked, the Simplisafe system will lock it for you. And it's advanced. You can grant access from anywhere, and additionally, you can keep track of who's coming and going through your door. And this is an integrated system. You can add video as well, like this video doorbell that lets you see who's at your door from anywhere. Or you can use their standard video cameras that allow clear pictures and audio from anywhere, even outdoors. And even with all these features, this app makes it so easy to use. But the best feature of all is actually the price. You can get fully monitored protection for as little as 50 cents a day. All of their pricing is fair and upfront, there's no hidden fees, and best of all, there's no contract to sign. Any home or an apartment really needs an alarm. Without one, you're kind of just a sitting duck. But with Simplisafe, it makes it easy to operate and it's really affordable. So I highly encourage you to get more information by visiting simplisafe.com/silvercymbal. Now let's get back to controlling those weeds in your lawn and your garden beds. Professionals know this secret, but most homeowners don't, and it involves using your one-time opportunity in early spring to prevent weeds from ever growing at all. And this includes tough ones, things like crabgrass, poana, and over 30 others that you just don't want to have. Remember, there's two ways to get rid of weeds. If you can see them like this and you've got weeds all over the place, you're looking for post-emergent weed control. And all that means is you've got to wipe out the weeds after they've grown. The better way to control weeds is to use pre-emergent weed controls. Now that's a lousy name, but all it means is you're going to stop weeds growing before they even start. Now you can use pre-emergents in your lawn and your garden beds, but the benefits are the same. You're going to have so many fewer weeds all season long, you'll almost think that a miracle happened if you do it correctly. And that means doing it at the right time of year for your area. But it's not complicated because in the description I've put a link to a graphic that tells you exactly when to put pre-emergents down for your specific part of the country. Being able to get rid of weeds in your beds is the most common question I get asked because no one likes to weed their beds, and that's also done by using pre-emergent weed controls. And you're also going to start in the early spring, but in a garden bed you've got to do it a little bit differently. Now the pre-emergents are kind of like a security blanket that you're going to put down, but for that blanket to work you've got to clean the surface of the bed. So break out your rake like this and clean up the surface, or you can also use your leaf blower to make it a little bit quicker. But either way, you want to have as much surface area as possible so that you can put the product down effectively. And this is what it should look like when it's done, a reasonably clean bed. You don't have to worry about a few leaves or sticks in there because the controls will still work. And if you add mulch later, that's not a problem either, but you've got to start with the right product. This is the product I use. It's called Easy Weeder. Now it's kind of a weird name and the bag's even more strange until you give it a try. It's got a handle on the bottom, but when you flip it over and look at this Ziploc, it's more than that. You unzip it, open it up, and inside there's this seal. break it apart with your hands, and you've got a built-in shaker. And this is really clever because I used to use preen and I hated it because I had to carry the bucket around, and when I was done, that thing filled up my trash can. But with this bag, you just hold it upside down, give it a shake, and now you're putting the right amount of pre-emergent through your beds. It's really easy and it gets the job done quickly. And you can see here the shaker mechanism works perfectly. Now this might look a little silly, but think about it later in the year. You're going to prevent those weeds growing in your bed, and it has the same active ingredient as preen, and it's actually less expensive. And they've even thought of things like how to help you put it down, and if you have any leftover product, just close up the bag and you're all set. This is a very clever design. But what about the lawn? We want to stop weeds growing there as well, because this is what we're all looking for, and it's actually just as easy. You're going to get your regular garden spreader, but you've got to choose the right product. And here I'm using the Anderson's Barricade DG Pro. Now this is a professional grade product you can buy and use yourself, and it really works. Don't waste your time with substandard products that don't get the job done. This stuff is fantastic, and it really doesn't cost any more than the other products. The other thing you'll notice with the Anderson stuff is when you pour it in your spreader, it never clumps. When I used to use Scott's, there was a brick in the bag every time and I hated it. And you can read right in the bag what settings you need to use for your specific spreader. And once you adjust your spreader to the right settings, you're ready to go. It's really just that easy, because the key is you want to do it at the right time of year and put down the product that actually works. Now, if your spreader setting isn't there in the bag, I put a master list in the description that can help make sure that you get the right setting no matter what brand of spreader you have. And I totally get it, we're all busy, I've got a job, kids, family, pets, and you name it. It's hard to do things proactively, but if you can get a chance to try pre-emergent weed controls, I think you'll see a big difference in your lawn and beds throughout the entire season. Now of course, if you have issues with weeds later on, you can look at one of my other videos where I show you how to use a product like Tenacity for great post-emergent weed controls. So either way, you're covered to take care of weeds throughout the season, because it's totally critical if you get rid of the weeds that you'll have a great lawn and landscape when you're all done. So I hope you found this video helpful, maybe help you get to learn something new. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more videos coming up.